If you're like me, you've been shocked when you total up those monthly vet bills, the dog food, the squeaky toys that get destroyed in minutes. As much joy as our furry friends bring into our lives, owning a dog can really take a bite out of your wallet. Just the essentials can run up to thousands of dollars a year, with Americans spending upwards of $70 billion on their pets every year. Costs can add up fast. But don't start eyeing that discount kibble just yet. There are lots of ways you can reduce expenses without sacrificing your dog's health and happiness. Welcome to Pet Spotlight, where we're exploring 10 tips for affording responsible pet ownership without breaking the bank. First is rethinking those food choices. Experts estimate that a dog's diet can be up to about 1/3 of total expenses. Dog food is a $55 billion industry worldwide, and those boutique diets labeled natural and grain-free are growing fast, up to 40% of the market today. The key is focusing on critical ingredients and nutritional value rather than fancy packaging and all-natural promises. Do some homework and you can likely find cheaper foods that still deliver high-quality protein sources. Another option, consult your vet about alternate, affordable diet options that still provide balanced nutrition. Or you can get creative by making your own dog food with base ingredients like rice, eggs, and fresh veggies. Tossing some leftovers or freeze-dried food into regular kibble can add nutrition too, while making a bag of kibble last longer. We swapped out a bit of kibble for fresh veggies in my dog's dinner, and it started as a weight-related diet, but he loved it so much we kept it going. He loved crunching on raw veggies mixed into his dinner, which saved me from eating those sad cucumbers and borderline broccoli that were lingering in my fridge. Buying items in bulk. When it comes to the recurring costs of pet ownership, food, medications, waste bags, buying in bulk almost always saves money. Big box stores and online retailers may offer larger bags of kibble and treats at a per-pound discount. And auto delivery subscriptions can net you some additional savings for items that you replenish regularly. With some planning, you could easily shave up to 15 to 20% off this chunk of your dog budget. DIY toys and supplies. Now, dogs can be pretty rough on their toys, and there's no need to keep buying new, indestructible plush animals cycle after cycle. If you're like me, you've learned that indestructible doesn't really exist for some chew-happy dogs. But you can get crafty and make your own toys from things like old t-shirts tied into knots or socks made into simple tug ropes. Here's an example I've used myself, a water bottle crinkle toy. Simply take an empty plastic bottle, remove the label, and stuff it with some things like old t-shirt scraps or newspaper. Secure the end with tape and you have an entertaining crackling noise toy. A few key homemade toy pointers: make sure you use non-toxic materials, keep an eye on your dog to avoid choking hazards, and be sure to throw it out and start again if your heavy chewer demolishes the bottle over time. Let us know if you have any other great DIY ideas for toys down in the comments section. Taking advantage of freebies. From free treats to samples at the pet store to free use of pools and equipment at local dog parks, take advantage of the perks. When you're making any wellness purchases like flea and tick medications or heartworm pills, always ask if there's any rebates or free doses after you get so many refills. For recreation, try looking for your local dog parks to get your dog some free exercise and some socialization time too. There are some great dog parks out there. Here's an example of one of the most famous in the US. 500,000 dogs every year visit Point Isabel in California. Over 23 acres of off-leash fields, water features, swimming areas, and trails. Okay, so not every dog park is that epic, but most communities have something you can find if you seek it out. Considering adoption. Adding a rescue dog to your family comes with quite a few built-in savings. It's no secret that purebred puppies can cost thousands of dollars. Adoption fees vary widely, but they usually top out at no more than a couple $100. Also, when you're adopting from a shelter or a rescue organization, some portion of the medical care like vaccines, heartworm checks, and spay or neuter are often already included, which can tally some significant savings in initial vet services. DIY grooming. Keeping your dog well groomed doesn't have to drain your account. First, a quick thanks for watching, and hit that like button and subscribe to Pet Spotlight if you enjoy learning more about your pets. So with a small initial investment into some quality clippers and scissors, you can maintain tidy paws, sanitary underbellies, and neatly trimmed fur in between visits to a full professional groomer. For example, nail trims are pretty straightforward once you get the hang of it. Just grab some peanut butter to smear on the wall, keep your dog busy, and hug them close for a distraction while you clip those nails. At-home baths using basic shampoos can get the dirty work done for a fraction of the cost than a groomer. One of my favorite discoveries was a DIY bath station at our local pet store. They provide the water, shampoo, and towels for a small fee, and it helps keep the mess out of my bathroom. Definitely worth it. Training early and often. Dogs with destructive tendencies and bad behaviors can rack up expenses associated with professional trainers and just replacing everything they chew, dig through, or mark. Get ahead of this by dedicating some focused time to positive reinforcement training for your new pup. Consistency with the basics like house training, basic commands, and addressing unwanted habits early on pays off exponentially in avoiding costs down the road. For continuing education, group obedience classes are often more affordable than private sessions for socialization and skills building. Both of my dogs went through multi-week courses at our local pet store early on, and it was a great foundation for them. Sharing responsibilities. So we all need the occasional night off, and that goes for parents of fur babies too. Instead of paying premium rates for boarding kennels anytime you travel, you could try to set up trusted neighbors, friends, and family members willing to trade off pet sitting duties. At least then your dog gets the comfort of staying in a familiar environment, maybe even in their own home. And it's okay to get creative too. Dog walkers can be expensive, and if your dog needs midday breaks, you could try coordinating with nearby dog owners to split the costs of a shared neighborhood walker, or a rover sitter versus paying the full individual rates. You could think of it like a carpool for your fur babies. Preventative vet care. Annual exams, routine vaccinations, heartworm and flea medication, and consistent wellness checks will save you boatloads over skipping preventative care. On average, Rover.com estimates that healthcare makes up around $1,400 of dog costs every year. Staying current on vaccines keeps contagious and preventable illnesses at bay, costing you a fraction compared to the associated treatments. For example, rabies causes $8.6 billion in costs in the US every year in animal and human treatments. A good vaccination program can cut your and your dog's risks. For truly unexpected vet needs, you can look into pet insurance options to provide financial protection against high bills. Now, this is not the right choice for everyone, and there's tons of advice out there about pet insurance. It's not a topic we're going to dive into deeply in this video. Just be sure you do your homework on policies and deductibles that match your budget. Strategic healthcare choices. Establish an open, communicative relationship with one reasonably priced primary vet that you trust for well visits and basic sick care. This can ensure consistent quality without constantly having to price shop, especially when you have an urgent need. But don't be shy about calling around for pricing quotes if there are specialized services or referral care that arise down the road, or negotiating costs if something is truly beyond your means. Most vets chose their career path out of compassion for animals. Just have candid conversations with them about your limitations so that you can explore some creative solutions together. Hopefully these 10 tips give you ideas to reduce your pet costs without sacrificing the care and fun of your dogs. Remember, there are small changes that can add up. Thanks for joining us on Pet Spotlight, and check out one of these other great videos to learn more about your pets.